You think you are a woman. You think you are a man. There you succumb to the illusion of matter. Gender is an aspect of your perishable personality. If you want to redefine yourself and to express your eternal individuality, you must free yourself from the categories male and female. Your higher spiritual self, like an angel, is neither male nor female. It incarnates on the material level, sometimes as a man, sometimes as a woman. It bears the characteristics of both sexes. It is a synthesis of both. Therefore, never belittle the other sex, for thus you belittle yourself. On the contrary, try to unite within you the best qualities of both principles. You think you are an American. You think you are a Russian. You think you are a Japanese. All of you are wrong. Belonging to a particular people is also just an aspect of your perishable personality. Your immortal soul is born on its eternal way into many different nations. You, your true self, are a citizen of the earth. Or, even better, as your existence is not confined to this planet, a citizen of the universe. An Agni Yogi must renounce the conventions of nationalities, although temporarily he belongs to one of them. What a madness when Palestinians and Israelis believe that they have to hate each other and to wage war against each other. He who was born in this life as an Israeli may be a Palestinian in the next life, or he might have been a Palestinian in a previous life. Thus, the hatred is directed against one's own past or future people. How much suffering arises from ignorance ends the ignorance, ends the suffering. The new immortal man will, of course, contribute to defend against attacks the people with whom he is currently connected. But he will rise above the borders between the nations and will work towards the realization of the global community of all nations. You think you are a Jew, and you think you are a Buddhist, or you a Hindu, and you a Muslim. That is a mistake. Your religion is usually predetermined by the environment into which you were born. You, your true self, once lived in the Muslim, today lives in the Christian, and will in a later life perhaps live in the Jewish culture. If you place one religion above the others, you automatically belittle your own past or future religion. So what a madness it is when people wage war because of religion. They fight, in truth, against themselves. It is nothing but ignorance that causes so much suffering. The religion of the immortal is a synthesis of all religions, which is not surprising, since all confessions originate from one and the same source. They differ only slightly for the following reason. Only that could be disclosed from above, which a certain people at a certain time, in a certain place, with a certain level of education, was able to understand. The new immortal man will strive to unite all creeds into one world religion. How old are you? 30, 40, or 50 years? This is pure illusion. Your higher self lives eternally and thus has no age at all. For a being whose life has no end, time is meaningless. You have to form a completely different idea of your age. The number of years that your tool, the body, has spent on earth up to today is of no account whatsoever in view of the eternity of your soul. Preserve mobility, freshness, and enthusiasm of the soul. Then you will stay forever young. This does not depend upon the age of your body. Old soul is a title of honor for someone who has not wasted the opportunities on his way, but used them to assemble a great treasure of experiences. For someone who is greater than other men, because he has learned more than the others. What is your favorite food? Pizza? Chocolate? Ice cream? Or roast meat? As soon as you become an immortal, you will no longer be tempted by any of these. We had already said, as a spiritual being, you need no physical food. You may already have noticed every intake of food actually burdens the spirit. Little food, or even fasting, unburdens, elevates, and liberates your soul. Therefore, you will train yourselves to supply only as much food as the body really needs. Man shall not live by bread alone. Your eternal individuality, for its survival and growth, is in need of spiritual food. Great thoughts, inspiring ideas, high ideals, as they are contained in the holy scriptures of mankind. What is your profession? Are you a baker? A doctor? A firefighter? Or a locomotive driver? None of these. Your profession is also just an aspect of your perishable personality. The man of today defines himself primarily through his profession. With this regard, too, you have to take a completely different attitude if you want to become an immortal. Your higher self, on its infinite path, has to practice and prove itself in a great variety of secular professions, such as king or shoemaker, monk or father of a family, army leader or ordinary soldier, workman or entrepreneur, scientist, craftsman or artist. In all these positions, you develop only a part of the large bouquet of skills that a fully educated human being possesses. However, all these are temporary functions only. Jesus, for example, was a carpenter. This, however, describes his true nature only to a small extent, in the sense that his soul had accumulated, among many others, also technical skills, such as Mozart's soul has collected musical skills. Much more important than Jesus' earthly profession is his cosmic office, that of a Christ. You too must look for a cosmic task which you can execute in all worlds, on all levels of existence. If you choose a profession that can be practiced on earth only, you will wander around unemployed in the world beyond. Many things that you used to enjoy up to today give pleasure to the body only, but not to the soul. We had already said, material pleasures do not satisfy your spiritual nature. Even as an immortal, you may continue to be a man of pleasure. You do not have to become an ascetic. You will, however, change your habits and turn to those spiritual pleasures which your higher self enjoys. If you limit yourself to material pleasures, you will remain cheerless in your homeland, the intangible world, because these simply do not exist there. The highest spiritual delight is meditation, the communion with the supermundane homeland, and the conversation with our soulmates there. It is true, however, that the spiritual man renounces many material delights because they impede the higher spiritual pleasures. Thus, for example, meditation is simply impossible with a cramped stomach or after the consumption of alcohol.